Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Excellency Kiai Haji Hasan Mutawakil Allah SHMM as the caretaker of Zainul Hasan Islamic Boarding School. The Honorable Dr. Abdul Aziz B.A.M.A.G as the Director of Unza. The Honorable Isi Is as the Teacher of English for Specific Purposes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Zainul, but everyone call me Zain. Today, uh, I want to presentation about English for specific purposes or ESP. ESP is important because it helps students learn English based on their future jobs and professional needs. In this presentation, I will explain three main points. First, how to plan an ESP lesson. Second, how to teach professional communication skills. And third, how to deal with students who have a low level of English. So, uh, part 1, how to plan an ESP lesson. First, let's talk about lesson planning. To create a good ESP lesson, teachers need to consider several important elements. The first is the class profile. This means the teacher must understand the student's background, needs, and level of English. Next, the teacher should decide the main aims and sub-aims. The main aim is the overall goal, while sub-aims are smaller steps to achieve that goal. Then we have learning outcomes. These are the skill or knowledge that students should gain after the lesson. Teachers also need to anticipate difficulties. For example, students may struggle with vocabulary or pronunciation, so the teacher should prepare solutions in advance. Finally, teacher must prepare appropriate material and media, such as videos, text, or real-life examples. In ASP, there are also specific features to consider. Teachers should focus on certain skills such as speaking or writing depending on student needs. They also need to teach specific vocabulary and professional language. In addition, teacher must choose the right teaching method, which is called methodological justification. This means the method should match the student's goal and context. Part number 2, how to teach professional communication skills. Next, I will discuss how to teach professional communication skills. First, teachers should focus on communication. This means students should practice using English in real situations, not just learning theory. Second, soft skills are very important. These include teamwork, confidence, and problem solving. Teachers also need to use effective teaching strategies, such as role play, discussion, and simulation. For example, students can practice job interviews or presentation. Creating a good learning atmosphere is also important. Students should feel comfortable and not afraid to make mistakes. In addition, learning should be meaningful. Teachers should connect lesson with real-life situations so students understand the purpose of learning English. Activity variety is also needed to keep students' interest. Teacher can combine games, discussion, and practical tasks. Teachers should also give good practice models, such as example of conversation or presentation. Finally, Students need to understand the relevance of what they learn. They should know how English will be useful in their future careers. Part 3, how to deal with low level English students. Now let's move to the last part, how to handle students with low English levels. First, teachers need to balance knowledge. They should not give material that is too difficult. Teachers must prepare lessons carefully and build their own confidence. When teachers are confident, student feel more comfortable. It is also important to use the right learning approach. Teachers should explain materials in a simple and clear way. A collaborative process is very helpful. Students can work in groups and help each other. Teachers should also simplify complex ideas into easier explanations. Finally, vocabulary strategies are very important. Teachers can introduce key words gradually and repeat them in different activities. In conclusion, teaching ESP requires good planning based on students' needs and professional goals. Teachers should focus on practical communication skills and real-life use of English. A supportive learning environment is also very important. Even if students have a low level of English, learning can still be effective with the right strategies and collaboration. Overall, ESP teaching should be simple, relevant, and useful for student future careers. That's all for me. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.